In this video, we are going to learn about the while loop. So far, we have learned about the for loop, a programming expression that we use when we need a block of code to be executed a specific number of times. The while loop, on the other hand, is a kind of programming expression that allows us to repeat a block of code as long as a condition is true. We tend to use the while loop when we don't know how many times we need to repeat a block of code. The syntax of the while loop is this: while, that's a keyword, a condition is met, colon, two spaces, command 1, two spaces, command 2, and so on. With this syntax, we tell the computer, while the condition is true, repeat this block of code. Let's create a simple example that is going to use the while loop. Let's say we want to print hello on the screen 5 times. We can use a for loop if we wish, but we will use the while loop today. Let's create a variable named counter and give it the initial value of 1. Counter is equal to 1. Now let's add the while loop. While counter less than or equal to 5, colon. Two spaces, print hello. Two spaces, counter is equal to counter plus 1. Be careful, the commands we need to be executed in the while loop must be indented with two spaces. If we hit run, we can see that the program printed the word hello 5 times. In the first line, we start counting from 1 by assigning counter the value 1. The while loop is then set to keep running as long as the value of counter is less than or equal to 5. The code inside the loop prints the word hello and increases the value of the counter. The first time the while loop is executed, the counter is equal to 1, so it is less than 5, so the condition is true, so the commands that belong to the while loop will be executed, which means that the counter value is going to increase by 1. The next time the while loop is executed, the counter value is equal to 2, again less than 5, so the following two commands will be executed once more. The counter will increase by 1 and so on. Let's watch the animation for a few more seconds. Once the value of the counter is greater than 5, the loop stops running and the program ends. Let's run the program once more, but this time let's print the counter along with the hello world. So in this print command, let's add this nf and then curly brackets counter and press run. As you can see now, the program prints the word hello and the value of the counter. And as you can see, it goes from 1, the initial value, to 5. Cool! The while loop is a very powerful tool and we use it all the time in programming, but in some cases it can cause big problems to our programs. In every while loop there must be a way to stop it from running or it will run forever, which means our program will crash and it won't respond. For instance, the example we are working with will stop its execution if the counter is greater than 5. But what is going to happen if we omit this line of code by mistake? Now the value of the counter variable is always going to be 1. The condition in the while loop will always be true, so the while loop will run forever. Let's try it. As you can see, the program prints hello and the counter is always 1. If we don't manually stop it by pressing Ctrl+C on the keyboard or the stop button here, it will run forever. Every programmer accidentally writes an infinite while loop from time to time. I have done this many times. It is a good practice when writing a while loop to check it to see if it stops executing when we expect it. Now let's practice what we have learned today with an exercise. Let's create a parrot program. The program will ask the user to enter some text. When the user presses enter, the program will print the message the user entered and it will ask the user to enter another text. It will only stop if the user enters the word quit as a text. We are going to use the while loop for this and the input command to get the user input. Please pause the video now and try to solve this exercise on your own. Okay, let's create the parrot program. First of all, let's create a variable to hold the text the user enters. Let's call this variable text and give it the initial value of an empty string. Now we need to ask the user to enter a text. We are going to use the input command for this. We need to do this as long as the user does not enter the word quit. So we are going to use a while loop structure for this, because we don't know how many times the user is going to enter some text to test our program. So let's create the while loop. While, and now we need the condition. Text is not equal to quit, colon. Two spaces, text is equal to input, type something and I will repeat it. Two spaces, print, text. Let's run the program. As you can see, the program asks us to type something and then it prints back what we typed. If we type quit, the program prints quit and then it stops executing. What if we don't want to print quit after we type quit? Let's fix it. Inside the while loop, after we get the text from the user, we have to check if the user entered the word quit. If text is not equal to quit, colon, two spaces, print, text. This way, the computer will print the text only if the text is not quit. If the text is equal to quit, the print command inside the if statement won't be executed. As you can see, the while loop is a very powerful tool and we are going to use it a lot in the future projects. Until the next video where we are going to learn about functions, keep practicing your coding skills because practice makes perfect. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.